Hello.
You have been summoned here.
Welcome back.
For the Wheel of Time.
Again to Wheel Takes, a podcast about the Wheel of Time, a series of fantasy novels written by Robert Jordan that then were ultimately finished by Brandon Sanderson. My name is Gus. I've read every Wheel of Time book.
And I'm Allie, and I am reading the Wheel of Time for the first time.
Yes?
And I'm on book 10.
Yes, you are. Surprise, we finished book 9 because time got a little away from us, so this is going to be part 1 of our finale, which will probably end up being 3 parts for reasons. Allie.
Otherwise, it'll be like a 7-hour episode.
No, it wouldn't be
And
super
what
crazy duper long. It's
weirdo would do that.
It's more because we need a little time for a thing. It'll make sense later. That sounded more ominous or exciting than I meant it to be. It's not that exciting or ominous at all.
Absolutely as ominous and exciting as you decide.
Allie,
what?
How you doing?
I'm good.
We had an exciting weekend.
We did.
We had a live stream that we hosted on our YouTube channel.
We did.
For 12 hours for the Entertainment Community Fund, and some phenomenal Wheel of Time podcasters and YouTubers came out and helped us with that. And together we raised how much money for the Entertainment Community Fund to help artists affected by the writer and actor strikes?
I believe on last check, it was $10,626.
Yeah, so we're kind of in awe of all of you who joined. If you still want to donate, the fundraiser is still open. It goes directly to the Entertainment Community Fund, and to the best of my understanding, if you live in the United States at least, it's a tax-deductible donation. That is on our YouTube channel. Check it out. But yeah, we're pretty pleased with how that went. Unfortunately, that is why we didn't really have time to do an episode last week, is because we were a little tied up doing that. But I'm going to say that's a worthy cause.
Yeah.
And the next day, we finished Winter's Heart on a Patreon live stream.
Yes, we did.
Which is part of why we have several people to thank.
We do?
Yes, we do. We have several patrons. First things first, thanks for the pint, Tom Y.
Tom Y, just like a glorious raincoat. You don't let a rainy day stand in your way. No. You know how to dance in the rain. You know how to take the difficulties of life and turn them into some of the greatest joys. And that's a rare quality, and that is something that is beautiful about you. You're also waterproof. What?
Okay.
In that you let the small stuff go. You just let it slick right off of you. You're not going to get all tied up in the stuff that doesn't matter. You have a great perspective on things. And you also are zippy in that you're always zipping from place to place. We never quite know where you're going to be. And it's always going to be exciting. And for that, we thank you. And thanks for being a part of this community.
Thanks for the cup of coffee, Thomas A.
Thomas A. Wow. 2 Toms.
Yeah.
Thomas A.
Tom Team. Team Tom.
Team Tom. Thomas A. Just like a, oh my gosh. I had a word. Oh, glowing. I don't think I've done glowing.
Glowing's good.
Excuse me. I'm tired from the 40,000 live streams I did this weekend.
There were a lot. Yeah.
And the 2 other podcasts I recorded today. So just like a glowing, have I done Firefly?
No.
Firefly, you light up the darkness with just how bright you shine. You're not one to get bugged by the negativity of the world. Instead, you're going to make yourself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. Much like a beloved Owl City song, you also have a sweetness to you. And the melody that you play should be shared with everyone. And for that, we thank you. And thanks for being a part of this community.
Thanks for the pint reading the pattern.
Oh, reading the pattern.
We know you.
We know you. Just like a impressive.
Mm.
I don't think I've done an impressive before. Just like an impressive cicada.
Ooh.
You're not afraid to have your voice be heard. Certainly true in a cicadas.
That is very true.
You take time to hibernate. You practice self-care for sure. You are good at taking care of yourself and by extension the world, because if you don't take care of yourself, you sure can't take care of anybody else, honey, and you know that for surezies. But in addition to that, you remind us of summertime.
I like that.
You know, a time where we can slow down and really cherish the outdoors and time with one another. And for that, we thank you, and thank you for being a part of this community.
Thanks for the cup of coffee, Alberto Y.
Alberto Y, just like a copious piranha. You're going to eat up all that life has to offer. You're not shy about just taking advantage of every moment, seizing every opportunity. You're not afraid to swim upstream, go against the grain, go against, common sense even sometimes to get what you want. And that's fabulous and refreshing, much like, the water that a piranha resides in. You are refreshing. You're a breath of fresh air that a piranha will never breathe.
Yeah.
And for that, we thank you. And thanks for being a part of this community.
Thanks for the pint, Julia M.
Julia M, just like a marvelous lily pad. You're a hopping good time. You float on by, keeping things from rocking the boat too much, right? From your calm waters. You're somebody that we can rely on to keep a good head about you and stay tethered to what really matters. And your ability to just be incredible makes us green with envy. And for that, we thank you. And thanks for being a part of this community.
Thanks for jumping up to a pint, Gorgo.
Gorgo. We know Gorgo. Just like a lupine wolf. Which just means lupine. But whatever. A lupine wolf. Your den is always welcoming to the people in your life. You provide sanctuary and safety from the storms. You've also shown kindness and compassion to folks even outside of your typical sphere. I'm thinking Romulus and Remus. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're also the stuff of legends. You're what legends are made of, Gorgo. And for that, we thank you. And thanks for being a part of this community.
Thanks for jumping up to a pint, Tyler B.
Tyler B. Just like a beatific chimney sweep.
Nice.
Nah. You've got a song in your heart and a jaunt in your step. You may be a little old-fashioned, but there's nothing wrong with a little glimpse into the past. Really, you just remind us of simpler, times where you got to know where everyone knows your name. And sometimes you want to go where everyone knows your name.
You're really on the songs today. I like this.
You know what? I'm tired. And you always know how to step in time, right? You've got the punctuality down to a T. And for that, we thank you. And thanks for being a part of this community.
And thanks for jumping up to a pint, Nicole C.
Nicole C. Just like why is the only thing coming to me narcoleptic? That's not a word I'm going to use. And nourishing.
A nourishing. I like nourishing.
A nourishing protractor. You're measured, of course, obviously. And you help us calculate the right steps forward. And we're always protractor. Nicole. And for that, we thank you. And thanks for being a part of this community.
So yeah, thanks to all of our patrons and also everybody else. You're all great. And if you bumped your pledge up for the live stream, remember to bump it back down if that's not in your budget, because
I'm just kidding.
it's
if
very
it's not in
easy
your budget, please.
or if you just don't want to, because it's very easy to forget that you did that in my experience and just be like, where's this charge coming from? It might be us. Sorry. Allie,
But if you also, would like
up
to
to
throw
you.
some money
Podcast is free.
so we can do trivial things like eat, that would be fine too.
Allie,
What?
here's what I want to know.
What?
Where did we leave the dog?
He's right here.
He's right there. Where did we leave off?
Stolen
He took the
my
back support crab.
He truly loves it more than me, maybe.
It's something else. But
like
where
he lies 100% on it.
Where did we leave off? There was news in a cloth sack.
I don't want to hear
That
about
was the-
anyone's sack. You knew where I was going with that before I even finished the sentence.
And then there was another plan.
I don't remember
It was
anything.
all the lead up to this Matt stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like they spent a whole chapter being like, maybe we could just
Are we gonna
put
do
items
it?
on some
Can we
random
do
ladies.
it? We can maybe do it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
now we're here and we can't do that. Doesn't work. But we do have Egeanin who is going to help.
Yay.
How's it going to go? You already know.
Goes great.
Mostly.
Mostly.
What goes wrong?
Oh, 2-1.
Well, how does she go wrong? What? Listen, I love these. I think that a lot of cool stuff happens in these chapters.
No. This is not I'm frustrated
Yeah,
with
I just wanted to clarify.
these chapters. This is I'm frustrated with the character decision making because I'm always frustrated with Matt's decision making.
His modus operandum is to be frustrating.
Yeah. So here's the thing. She stumbles upon them. They manage to get her all tied up. Great, I thought. Well done, Matrim. For once, you and I, we're doing a good job. Then he goes, that's my wife, taking a page right out of Perrin's book.
My wife.
My wife. And makes the erroneous, for lack of a better term, wool-headed decision.
What else are you going to do? Leave her there?
Yes.
So she would tell everybody that this guy just kidnapped 3 Damani. I'm a powerful woman. Go get him.
As opposed to let's take her with us so that they can chase after us because we've kidnapped the literal princess.
But very carefully.
They're going to chase after them either way.
Yeah, but I mean, who's going to know?
What are they going to do with her?
Hang out?
What, play pinochle?
Play cards? Yeah, Thumb war?
Dumb.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war.
Dumb.
5, 6, 7, 8.
First of all, I don't
Try
think
to let
you
your
want to
slaves
declare.
go, you fucking slaver.
I don't think you want to declare war of any kind on Ashan-chan. She'll probably blow you up on the spot because we know Tuon's magic.
Do we? Oh, right. She's a Soldam, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, she could be. Yeah.
She is.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, she could become. Yes.
She is. Is
she?
Yes.
Oh. Allie, we're going to pick it up on chapter 30, which is called Cold, Fat Raindrops. Cold, fat raindrops. Do you have
That's
notes?
a little rude to the raindrop.
Do you have notes for chapter 30? Cold, fat raindrops.
I don't know.
Well,
Wait,
where's
my
your phone? Did you not get it out? I just want to point out that on our Hunger Games episode that we recorded yesterday, I actually had my notes out for the first time.
Well, Gus, I never have them out.
I'm proud
and
of you.
Consistency
Is key.
Hold on. Winters. Notes on Winters. Okay, what chapter?
30.
Well, I haven't taken
Cold,
notes
fat. You haven't taken.
since chapter 27.
All right, so that's a note. You didn't take notes on the end?
No, because I was too busy
Screaming. Yes. By the way, this episode of the pod, we may not have said this, it's going to have potential spoilers up to and including the end of Winter's Heart. Although we are going to try to keep the scope within these Matt chapters. Because this kind of the plan for what we're going to do is we're going to wrap out Matt in one episode. We're going to do the lead up to the big thing at the end. And then we're going to talk about the big thing at the end for a long fucking time. Because it's a cool fucking scene. But you got to wait a minute for that. We might finish Winter's Heart and Mockingjay at the same time.
Whoa.
It's not impossible. That would be wild. All right, Allie.
I mean, I think it's possible if I give in to pressure and also my own desires and let men read.
Uh-huh. Well. All right. Chapter 30, Cold, Fat Raindrops. The day dawned cold. Oh, this is the chapter logo. What is it?
Dice.
Dice. The day dawned cold, with grey clouds that obscured the rising sun and winds off the sea of storms that rattled loose panes of glass in the window casements. In stories, not the sort of day for grand rescues and escapes. It was a day for murders. Not a pleasant thought when you were hoping to live past another dawn, but the plan was simple. Now that he had a Sean Chan blood to use, nothing could possibly go wrong. Matt tried very hard to convince himself of that. So he eats breakfast, he hangs out with Niram and Lopin. I almost said the Lopin. That's a different character from a different book series. They run through the plan again. Niram and I will take Olver out by the refuse gate at the rear of the palace, Lopin recited with exaggerated patience, his hands clasped at his waist. There is never anyone there except the guards until the refuse cart leaves in the afternoon.
Lopin's my favorite character.
Yeah?
Other than Elsie Grenwell.
And they are accustomed to us taking my lord's things out that way, so they won't remark us. Yet the wandering woman, we will secure my lord's gold and the rest of my lord's garments.
I'm just a sucker for a good manservant. You know what I mean?
I get that.
And Metwin, Fergin, and Gorderin will meet us with the horses. We and the Red Arms will then take young Olver through the Dal Eira gate at mid-afternoon. I have the lottery tokens for the horses, including both pack animals, in my pocket, my lord. There's an abandoned stable on the Great North Road, about a mile north of the Circuit of Heaven, where we will wait until we see my lord. I trust I have my lord's instructions correctly.
Matt's like, I really need everyone to be hitting their P's and Q's because the last time I had to chase over through a freaking
I got
city,
stuck under a wall for an entire fucking
for a whole
book.
book. So I need us all to be on it. Okay.
Matt swallowed the last of the cheese and dusted his hands. So they talk about the plan. They want to find Talmanis. They're pretty far away. No, wait, they came back, didn't they? No, they didn't. Yeah, they're helping out in Geldan. Oh, by the way, I have a couple corrections from last week.
Oh,
Somebody
good.
very kindly pointed out, I brought up Sayanid, and I erroneously said Sayanid the short lesbian has only shown up once, and then as soon as we hit cut, I went, oh, fuck, she's one of the Aes Sedai with Perrin. And then somebody pinged me and said, hey, she's one of the Aes Sedai with Perrin, just so you know. And I went, thank you. I had forgotten. I should have said she was an unimportant character in the grand scheme of things so far. And they said, well, you can't say that because then people will fight with you over whether or not she's an important character. And I went, you're absolutely right. So yeah, Sayanid has been around more. I had just forgotten because she hasn't done anything in a while.
How dare you?
I love her.
Fight. She's done things. I don't know who the fuck she is.
She's the short lesbian Aes Sedai with Perrin. She told him, you should murder the shit out of Massima. And he was like, I'm going to equivocate.
Oh, then you know what? Saying it's my girl
Absolute
and how fucking dare you.
legend.
Because she's right. We should have absolutely... Well, first of all, we should have yeeted him through a portal.
Just punt the fucker.
I would have drop-kicked his ass.
Drop-kick the shit.
Right through that fucking
Open up
portal.
that gateway and go, see you later, motherfucker, and just kick his ass
If I
through.
were Perrin's size, you know how much shit I could get done.
So much. Somebody also mentioned that we did jump over a bit last week where Settle Anon goes, hey, this whole thing that Shithead is doing is really fucking out of pocket and really, like, distorts the premise of Ebudari Pretty. That is true. That is a thing that was talked about. We're kind of banking up all of her plot to talk about at a later date when we do like a retrospective. What was the intention here? But thank you for reminding us that there are moments there where people are like, this is fucked. Because it's true. There are moments where people are like, this is fucked.
And then there's Elaine, who I want to punch in the face.
Yeah, because she has the moment where she's like, this is kind of fucked, but I don't like how she does it. Because she's...
Anyway,
we'll get there. It's because she goes like, well, you are my subject. And I'm like, well, I don't know,
Oh,
man.
no, I'm talking about a different time.
Oh, wait, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the time that I listened to her react to what's going on with Matt live, and took my earrings out because I was going to fight her.
Oh, yeah.
Where she slut-shamed Matt for no reason. It was completely out of pocket. And I haven't really fully forgiven her for it, to be honest.
Yeah,
but I've decided to just pretend like it never happened.
Because she like half walks it back later, but it's whatever. This is why we've been skipping the shit.
Well, famous defender of all people's rights, Elaine Tricant.
We will touch on this shit at another time. But for now, we're going to go back to Matt doing the business here. Robert Jordan reminds us of the prophecies.
Uh-huh.
He had been told he was fated to die and live again, a prophecy or near enough one.
What?
But he was pretty sure that had already happened.
It did.
So they...
like twice now.
Yeah. Matt thinks Oliver's not going to want to leave the other big titty maid girl, Rosella, but she's apparently marrying Banner General Yamada.
Also, he's a child.
Yeah. You know, he is 10.
So he's utterly inappropriate for her.
And Matt goes, well, I just thought you might want to, I don't know.
To do what?
Take her with us or something.
To do what?
And Oliver goes, well, because he's a kid. And he's like, he's worried he's formed like an attachment to this maid. Not in like a, no.
Well, I was just making sure.
And Oliver goes, I'm not a child, Matt. You will play snakes and foxes with me, won't you? Rosella enjoys playing, and you never have time anymore.
Oh, play with the boy.
I will. You just take care of Wind until I get there.
If you don't play with the boy, I swear to God. You play with that child.
So
he's been through enough. He's not very cute, and his parents are dead.
So he tells Bestlin that they're going to bust out tonight, and Bestlin is like, dude, I was going to whip up a nice little Civil War rebellion riot for you. I can't do that in a day. And Matt is like, you need to calm down, bro. So Matt goes to Bestlin. He goes, I don't want anything magnificent. It'll be enough if a few of your friends fire some of the stores the Shan Chan have stockpiled on the Bay Road. After midnight, mind, as near as they can reckon it. Better an hour later than any time before. And Bestlin is like, it's kind of a shitty fucking... It's not as cool as I was hoping it could be, dude. I wanted to, like, go, like, fully dicks out on this thing. Matt's like, yeah, well, you know, take it easy.
I mean, I get where Bestlin's coming from, but also, you're going to just get everybody killed.
Yeah. I like it. He goes...
And your mom sucks also.
And Matt is like, you need to make sure that you are seen in public away from here, by the way. Away from the firing. And he goes, I know. I mustn't endanger Mother. I'll be seen. By midnight, I'll be as drunk as an innkeeper's husband.
Wait, why can't we endanger Mother?
I don't know. You can wager I'll be seen. It just isn't very heroic, Matt. I'm at war with the Shan Chan, whether or not Mother is. And Matt is like, oh, fucking dude, breathe. Although I kind of agree with him a little bit, but you know.
I mean, yeah, I do actually kind of agree with him a little bit.
All right, Allie. So anyway, I've been talking for a while. What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is going on?
What do you mean? What the fuck is?
I don't know. I'm give us a rundown. What's next?
Okay, so well, first things first. They're gonna get all together. So like, Joyland's gonna go get Thera, who is definitely not Amathera. Matt's gonna go get the two ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Egeanin's gonna come with Bail Domon. And I think that's it. Is that everybody? And Tom's
I think so, yeah.
Just gonna
he'll
fuck
figure
around
it.
until they pick him up.
So, yeah, Matt is like running through and rerunning through the plan with everybody ad nauseum. It's kind of funny because everyone's like, are you good, bro? We know what we're supposed to do.
Okay. But like, if we get this wrong, my head ends up on a spike covered in tar. So let's get this right, people. Let's micromanage. If there's one time to micromanage, it's now.
Everything will go according to plan, he said aloud. I am not going to have to fight my way out of the bloody palace. And he goes to the room.
Well, you do a little.
Yeah, he ends up having to. He has a lie down and he thinks more about the plan, and the clock chimes and the clock chimes. And the hallways are empty, and the lamps are lit, or they're not. So some riders show up, and he's like, oh, fuck, are those our guys? I don't know. I hope those are our guys. I'm very nervous about it.
We couldn't tell.
Your man Vannon is rude, Egeanin announced, throwing back her hood as soon as she was beyond the fluted columns.
Respectfully, fuck off. We're having an escape plan here.
Egeanin comes in. Domon's there. Domon's with him. Couple of Soldam. She goes...
Wait, but she goes, oh, your man is rude. And he's like, okay, well, your men enslave people.
Yeah, You didn't tell me she had 2 men with her, or that Mistress Anan was coming. Luckily, I know how to adapt. Plans always need adapting once the anchor is dry.
Well, you know what plan of yours needs adapting? Enslaving people.
Speaking of dry, have you been running around outside already? I trust you haven't gotten yourself noticed. And Matt is like, what the fuck? You fucking...
You know what
did you do?
You enslave people.
He goes, what the fuck did you do to the fucking plan? Did you change the plan? Why the fuck would you change the plan? I just spent 18 pages reiterating the plan to every single person I could find. Even people who weren't involved. Probably a bad idea. But why did you change the plan? Who the fuck are those people?
That is actually really irritating.
Who are all the fucking people chilling out in the square? What is going on? And Egeanin goes, the people from the inn. For one thing, I need a proper entourage to look right for any street patrols. Those 2 warders are muscular fellows. They make excellent lantern bearers. For another, I didn't want to risk missing them in this blow. Better that we're all together from the start. Her head turned, following his glances at the Suldam. These are Seta Zarbi and Rena Emain. I suspect they hope you'll forget those names after tonight.
Rena. I remember Rena.
Who is Rena?
Wasn't that the one? The Aes Sedai. The yellow?
That's Rima.
Oh.
Rena is a Suldam. She was Egwene's Suldam.
No.
Yeah. So
I thought that we had just liberated the sad Aes Sedai that they called, like...
Pura.
Yeah.
Nah, man, these are the Suldam.
I don't get anything I wish for.
Matt goes, no point standing here. Let's get on with it.
The older I get, the more like Muffin I become.
And that's the end of Chapter 30.
That's a Bluey reference.
Chapter 31, Allie, is called What the Alefin Said. That's the chapter logo. What is that?
Wheel.
You singing the Bluey theme to yourself?
Yes.
Oh, we can talk about Bluey because it's not a struck show.
That's
Bluey
what I
is
realized.
so fucking good.
Bluey is so fucking good.
Yeah.
It reminds me that like the world is a beautiful place to be in.
Yeah. It's a good one. And you don't have notes because you don't have any notes past chapter 27.
No.
All right. Matt. The Shan Chan noblewoman expressed surprise and no little irritation when Matt accompanied her toward the kennels. Seta and Rena knew the way, of course.
Kennels? Bingo?
Not Bingo the card, Bingo the dog on Bluey?
Mm-hmm.
I see. So they go up to the things, and Matt...
So that they can make out like a bandit. Bandit? Bluey?
How many hours have you spent recording podcasts today?
3. No, like, okay. One was like an hour and a half. One was like 2 hours. And then how long have we been recording?
40 minutes.
How much is that?
It's 4 hours and 10 minutes. You said an hour and a half and 2 hours? All right.
So far I've been recording for 4 hours.
Ish.
Pretty much in a row.
Pretty much.
I did one break to walk the dog.
Yes. Because I was with you. So yeah.
Gus took a hilarious picture of me of like what my countenance looks like.
How she is lying right now.
I think that's an Instagram post.
So they go to the kennels and Matt goes, I have a small errand up there. Matt told Egeanin as casually as he knew how. So I assume it was like, I have a small errand up there. No need to bother yourself. Won't take a minute. If you wreck me now, she growled in a threatening tone. Just remember who planned this. So, yeah, he goes up to the thing, and they go to the kennels, and...
You know what he thinks about the kennels?
What does he think about the kennels, Allie?
It's a little chilly in here.
Chilly? Like the dog on Bingo, on Bluey? Bingo. This is an Australian children's television cartoon about an anthropomorphized blue heeler dog named Bluey and her sister Bingo and her parents.
No, but the best character...
It's cute as hell.
Guess who's the best character in that show?
Muffin.
Muffin's the best character in the show. It's so close.
Yeah, Muffin's great.
Now, there's two types of people in the world. There's people who love Muffin, the correct people, and there's people who don't like Muffin. I don't want to know you. Bluey's the best show on the planet.
So... they go, they're looking for the Damani, and we're trying to find the Damani, the right Damani. And I appreciate he does this. He goes into this room, and there's some Damani asleep, and he wakes one of them up. He puts his hand over her mouth.
It's because of Bingo and Bluey. It's because of Bluey that I learned that they call a fart in Australia a fluffy.
I don't know if everybody does that or if that's just local to the show, but it's cute.
Tell us. Australians.
So he sneaks up to this Damani and he wakes her up and he covers her mouth. He goes, I want you to answer a question. What would you do if I took that collar off your neck? And it's a sea folk woman, and she goes,
I'm trying to make a Bluey reference so bad right
I would free my sisters if it pleases the light. That should happen. The light be willing, we would cross the harbor somehow to where our people are held and free as many as we are able. The light be willing, we could take back our ships and fight our way to the sea. Now, if this be a trick, punish me for it and be done, or kill me for it.
Is the most I've liked the sea folk.
I was on the brink of yielding, of giving up myself, and the shame of that will burn me forever, but you have reminded me who I am, and now I will never yield.
What I love is that most of these fucks is like, I've been in captivity in this state, and I'm not victim blaming. I'm using this for 2 weeks, and I've pretty much given up hope. And then fucking Olivia's like, I've been a captive for 500 years.
300 years. I want to kill every fascist.
Damn, Olivia.
Get him. I love her. And Matt goes, okay, can you wait for 3 hours? I got to take care of some shit.
No, that'll be too late. Could you imagine?
She goes, who are you? And he goes, I'm called Matt Coffin, if it makes a difference. What's her name, Allie? You remember?
Fuck no.
Yeah, me neither. I'm reading it and I'm forgetting it because I never remember sea folk names except Nesta Din Reyes.
Her name
and
is
Hareen Din Tagara.
Her name
and Shalin.
Does it start with an M?
Nope, it's Nestel Din Sakura South Star.
So it started with an M?
An N.
An M.
Okay. And she goes, I will wait and I will remember you. You are a great and good man. He's like, no, I'm not, but whatever. This is how you open the collars. And they pop that bad boy off. Really convenient that you can actually just take them off. I think that's nice.
Well, I mean, otherwise they'd probably chafe after a while.
No, I just mean it's surprising to me that you don't need a soul dom to take them off.
That is surprising.
That it's not like a magic command. But I mean, that would make this impossible. So I get it. And he goes, all right, wait 3 hours and then make a run for it. You're the distraction. Basically, but also you're free now, so let's fucking roll.
Perfect.
So Matt comes out of the kennels and Egeanin.
I hate that they call them kennels.
Yes, me too. Egeanin and Teslin and Rena. Rena's got Teslin. They haven't got Seta or Edicina yet. And there's this woman standing there, this gray-haired woman standing there in a red dress, and Matt's like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Plan's fucked, guys. Plan's fucked, boys. Boys, we're fucked. Fuck. And he's
like...
Well,
they could just take one out of the Elaine playbook and give a quick concussion.
He's like, okay, what am I going to do? Do I give her a bonk on the head? Like, what do I do? I don't know what to do, man. And Egeanin glances over this woman's shoulder at Matt and then looks back at her again and goes, No, there's no time to waste with changes to my plans now. The High Lady Surath said I could use any demone I wish, Der Suldam. And the Der Suldam goes, Of course, my lady. I merely pointed out that Tessie is not really trained. I actually came up to look in on her. She is coming along very nicely now, my lady. But, and Madden's like, oh, fuck, it's a negotiation. All right, we're good. I'm gonna fucking dip.
Yeah,
Kind of dramatic, kind of exciting.
I would dip.
It's very like
This felt like Ocean's 11.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, actually. It's very Ocean's 11-y chap.
Ocean's 11 taught me the term tosser.
What?
Tosser
What?
means idiot.
Explain. Oh, it means idiot?
Well, at one point, somebody fucks up something and they call him a tosser.
That's
and
good.
I turned to my dad and I was like, what does a tosser mean? And he's like, idiot. And I went, huh. Slang.
So Matt sneaks away, goes to the
Of
stairs.
the British variety. And that was the day I learned British slang is different than ours.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is very Ocean's 11 to
Yeah.
me. I find this very exciting. I would like more of exactly this, please.
So Matt is like, how the fuck is Egeanin getting Rena and Seta to do what she wants? She must have like a full chokehold over them. How is she getting them to do what she wants?
She's one of the blood.
That's not enough.
No, it's not.
I don't think so. For this is sketchy shit.
But she's one of the blood.
Yeah, she's one of the blood. She's a low blood.
But she's one of the blood.
Yeah.
So I thought that means I can do anything or
No
I'm going to make
way.
you bleed blood
I don't think so.
because I'm one of the blood. Then why can she do it? Oh, she has a thing from Surath, right? That says I can do what I want. Love Surath. And you know why Surath can do that?
Why?
Because she's one of the blood.
I feel like there's more to it than that.
What? There is?
Rena and Seta are the two who know that they can be collared. Remember that? Rena and Seta know the whole deal
Yeah.
about...
Yeah, I know that. I
Yeah.
know why they're going.
And...
Because they're disillusioned with the whole affair.
Yeah, and doesn't Egeanin also know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that's why they're going along with all of this.
Yeah. But
You were just
why
saying
is the
it was-
other lady going along with it?
I'm not talking about the other lady.
Well, I thought you were talking about the
No,
other lady.
I said Rena and Seta.
Well, I already knew that.
Well, I was asking you to clarify and remind our
I
listeners.
I thought you were asking why is the Dar
Oh, the Dare Suldam?
Suldam
No,
going
no,
along
I
with
don't
it?
give
And I
a
was
shit
like,
about
'cause
her.
She's one of the blood.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
Okay. No, the other two are going along with it because they know that they can be collared. So
Yeah.
they're like, well, first of all, my whole worldview is completely and utterly altered because everything that our society is built on a lie. 1. 2, once they figure out they could collar people, who's to say they're not going to collar me?
Mm-hmm. So Matt runs and he...
3, I'm pretty sure the questioner guy is planning on questioning them.
Yeah, the Seeker's coming. So Matt runs, he crashes the fuck into a table, knocks a vase over, it blows the fuck up. And he's like, oh, well, weird. Okay, I'm going to make it easy, go easy on it. And then he gets...
a sort of grace that is only rivaled by one particular podcast host on this podcast.
He gets to the rooms. Do you want to talk about any of this, or do we want to just step through it
He
as
ties
quickly?
Tylen up. That's a good start.
She agrees. She's like, oh, all right, I get.
know
There's
what we
some
call
shit
that,
that
Gus?
happens. What?
A good start.
A good start. Some shit that happens where like they have a whole conversation where she continues
I
to
can't
be
help
the
but
worst.
notice that he tied her up consensually.
He did tie her up consensually, and because without getting into
How nice for her.
the relationship of theirs, I hesitate to use the word that they have. Essentially, what happens, what it boils down to, is that he's like, I gotta go, and she's like, okay, and I'm not coming with you. And in order for me to be protected, we need to make it look like you
got out.
You beat me up basically and escaped. So here, tie me to the bed. And he does. And
God, I hope she dies.
that'd be great. Anyway,
Oh,
That's
and then,
that.
And then he says, like, I'm really going to miss you. And I'm like, anyway.
Yeah, we'll come back to that some other time.
I hate it.
Yeah, so
I don't even need to come back to it. I'm going to say this right now. I fucking hate it.
Me too.
All right. Just so we're clear.
And he leaves and he goes downstairs and he hitches up his cloak. He had had just about all he could take of women tonight. So you are intending... Oh, that's the wrong accent. So you are intending to leave? I cannot allow that, toy. And he turns around and who's there?
What is with him being called pretty and toy?
And he thinks of himself as Tylen's toy at one point.
I hate it.
It's a whole... With an oath, he spun on his heel and found himself facing Tuan, her dark face stern behind her long, transparent veil. What in the light was she doing awake? Blood and ashes if she went running off shouting for guards to stop him. And they fight, and they fight, and they punch fight, and they fight, and he's good at fighting, but she's also really good at fighting.
Well, yeah. She's a Shan-chan.
He towered over her, though he was not much above average height, yet she came at him in a concentrated fury.
Sorry.
As though she were the taller and... What's funny?
She came at him.
Oh, yeah. As taller and stronger and expected to overwhelm him.
Sorry, I guess I was doing some Snickers.
It's a dog on Bluey. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's okay. I just had to clarify. For some reason, after a few moments, her full lips curved in a smile. And if he had not known better, he would have said those big liquid eyes took on a glow of delight.
You could almost say that the fighting that they're doing is judo.
Is there a dog on Bluey named Judo?
Yes. Yes, it's the Chow Chow.
Oh, okay.
That lives next door. The mom does Pilates and talks like this.
Sure. So when he absconds with Tuan at the end, could you say that he jacks her?
Yeah.
All right. Why is Tuan smiling and kind of happy about this fight? Because she is smiling and her eyes look like they're full of delight.
I don't know, some weird prophecy thing
That's
that she
a good thing to
beat
guess.
her Damani for.
You think it's related to that Lydia prophecy?
Yes.
Yeah. Burn him thinking about how pretty a woman was at a time like this was as bad as trying to price her gems.
What?
And then, because earlier he was like, man, she's got a lot of jewelry on. I bet that's worth a lot. Stop thinking about that. So...
I mean, it probably is.
Yeah. So she steps back for a second, and then I love that she hikes up her skirts, because she's like, all right, I gotta take this shit serious. He's actually pretty good.
Her. Yeah. I can't believe that all the women in this are doing everything in a fucking skirt.
I know. He leapt for her, and everything happened at once. A stab of pain in his hip sent him to one knee. Tuan snatched her skirts almost to her own hips, and her slim, white-stockinged leg flashed out at him in a kick that passed over his head as she was suddenly hoisted into the air. He thought he must be as surprised to see Noel with his arms wrapped around the girl as she was to have those arms there, but he reacted faster than she. As she opened her mouth to shout at last, Matt scrambled to his feet and began stuffing her veil between her teeth, tipping the jeweled circlet to the floor with a flip of his hand. So she's kind of confused and surprised that this is happening, and Noel is handling this really well.
Noel, huh?
Yeah.
You mean totally not Jane Farstrader?
Noel Charon. Charon?
Oh my God.
Did we settle on this?
So
is it Charon or Charin?
Jane Farstrader.
He goes, do you often have this sort of trouble with women? And Matt goes, always.
Yeah.
Haha.
Women, am I right? We're always doing things like enslaving nations.
Noel goes, I didn't know this was what you were planning. But as you can see, I'm leaving tonight, too. I thought that in a day or two, this might be an unpleasant place for someone you gave a bed to.
Oh, yeah. Jane's kind of like, hey, thanks for the fucking heads up, dude. And
He's
Matt's
calling
like,
him Jane now?
Oh, please. Yeah, Jane's like, could have used a heads up that I needed to stride far. You know what I mean? And Matt was like, oh, yeah, I probably should have thought to, like, give you a wee heads up, considering I told this plan to every other fucking person I could think of.
So they tie up Tuan, and Joylin busts in. He's got Amathera with him.
Matt's like, how did you find out my plan? And he's like, I overheard you telling it to 18,000 people.
You were talking in your sleep for the past month. And they're like, what are we going to do with this Shanshan woman?
And Matt's like,
I don't fucking know.
And they're like, ooh, who's got a good plan? You know, we obviously can't take her with us.
Well, Matt says, leave her in the stables. In the hayloft.
Yes.
She shouldn't be found before morning when they fork down fresh hay for the stalls.
Yes, that is the plan. That is what you should do with her.
Noel goes, I thought you were kidnapping her. And then...
okay, now that makes me side-eye Jane Farstrader a little bit, because why was he like totally game to help kidnap this woman with no context at all?
I assume it's because he saw that
what
she
in
was...
the 7 brides for 7 brothers are we doing here?
I assume it's because he followed the same logic I follow later on, which is that if you leave her, she's going to spread the word.
By the way, what used to be a very charming musical in 7 Brides for 7 Brothers is now utterly unwatchable.
Is it?
Do you know?
No, I don't know anything about it.
Okay. So 7 brothers decide that, like the Romans did, they're going to kidnap themselves some wives.
Oh, no.
And they're going to do it right before winter hits so they can't follow them.
Oh, no.
Like the men in town.
Oh, no.
So they sneak into town, kidnap 7 women, or 6 women from town, because one of them, I think, already has a wife. And they all get jealous of him, and that's why they decide to go get 6 wives. So they kidnap 6 random women, like bring them all the way to this cabin. The wife that's already there is rightly like, that was a bad fucking thing to do. And now they can't go home because it's winter time and everything's like frozen over. So you all live in the boys all live in the barn and the women are all going to live in the house. But then the women fall in love with the men. So by springtime, the men from the town can't murder them all. And that's 7 Brides for 7 Brothers.
Because I've had enough of this dude.
What a charming musical. Just some lighthearted kidnapping. Which they play as like some dumbass Hicks misunderstanding of what also was a horrible event. Which was the Romans kidnapping some group of women.
Well, there you go. That's too bad.
Anyway,
in
for
the meantime,
some lighthearted fare, let's talk about Thailand.
Oh boy. So Matt, hears footsteps coming. He gets nervous. I'm sure you were a little nervous reading it. He like hides in the hallway. He's like, "Who could it be?"
My heart when I was reading this, I was wearing like a heart monitor, and I'm sure there's going to be some stuff on that reading from this.
It's Egeanin. He's like, oh, hell yes. And Edicina is there, and all the Aes Sedai trying to get saved are there. And Egeanin goes, I had to soothe the Der Suldam. They're very protective of their charges. Her seeing Seta and Rena changes a few things, of course. And then she sees Tuan. Egeanin was a pale woman, but she went paler. Tuan glared back above her gag with the stern ferocity of a headsman. Oh, light, Egeanin said hoarsely, sinking to her knees.
You kidnapped the princess.
You madman! Is death by slow torture to lay hands on the daughter of the 9 moons? The 2 Suldam gasped and knelt without hesitation, not only pulling the 2 Aes Sedai down with them, but gripping the Idam right at the collar to force their faces to the floor. Matt grunted as though Tuan had just kicked him square in the belly. He felt as if she had. The daughter of the 9 moons.
Blump, blump, blump.
Oh,
there needs to be a sound effect there.
Wait, you know what the sound effect is? Hold on.
Give it to me.
Hold on. You already know it's going to be. I should really just put this on the soundboard at this point. I've played it enough times. Matt accidentally kidnaps his wife. All right, so The Aelfin had told him the truth, much as he hated knowing. He would die and live again if he had not already.
He already did.
He would give up half the light of the world to save the world.
That's going to be his eye.
He did not even want to think about what that meant.
He's also going to hang out with Jane Farstrider, but they didn't talk about that.
He would marry... She is my wife, he said softly. Somebody made a choking sound. He thought it was Domon.
That's the choking sound.
What? What? Egeanin squeaked, her head whipping toward him so fast that her tail of hair swung around to slap her face. He would not have thought she could squeak. You cannot say that! You must not say that! Why not? He demanded. The Aelfin always gave true answers. Always. She's my wife. Your bloody daughter of the 9 moons is my wife.
And Tuon's like very cool with this. Him saying all of this. She's just kind of like staring in grim satisfaction or whatever they describe her face as. So I'm like, okay, so she knew when they were fighting. She was like, oh, I just met my husband. What a meet cute.
They stared at him except for Joylin, who took off his cap and stared into that. Domon shook his head, and Noel laughed softly. Egeanin's mouth.
Noel's like, this reminds me of a time.
Same shit, different decade.
This reminds me of a different wild adventure in Shara. And everyone's like, are you really just like some random guy?
Egeanin's mouth hung open. The 2 Suldam gaped as though at a madman, stark raving and loose. Tuon stared, but her expression was absolutely unreadable, hiding every thought behind those dark eyes. Oh, Light, what was he to do? For one thing, get a move on before... Seleucia scurried into the room, and Matt groaned. Was everybody in the whole bloody palace going to walk in?
Yes, pretty much.
Domon tried to grab her, but she eluded him, darting about. The buxom, golden-haired Sojin was not so stately as usual, wringing her hands and looking around in a hunted fashion. "Forgive me for speaking," she said in a fear-filled voice, "but what you do is foolish beyond madness."
Well, that's Matt to a T.
Whatever the omens, this can still be rectified if you will only consent to draw back.
It absolutely cannot. We just kidnapped the princess.
And Matt's like, look, it's easy, it's easy breezy, beautiful. Chill the fuck out. It's totally fine. We're not going to hurt anybody. No one's going to be hurt. No one. I promise you. You can be easy now. For some reason, consternation flashed across her face, but she settled to her knees and folded her hands in her lap. "I will obey you, so long as you do not harm my mistress. If you do, I will kill you."
Okay.
For Egeanin, that would have given him pause. Coming from this plump, cream-cheeked woman, short, even if she was taller than her cream cheese woman.
I thought he was about to call her this plump, cream cheese woman. And I was like, what does that even mean? Did they even have cream cheese?
You sound like you've sprung a leak.
Have you ever heard
A plump cream
have
cheese
you ever
woman?
heard of the stinky cheese man?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so the gingerbread man, you know, the run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, somebody decided to take that and do instead the stinky cheese man. And my dad used to read that to me as a little kid.
John Sheshka.
I loved the stinky cheese man.
He wrote other books, and they're all great.
What other books did he write? Read me a couple.
He has also written...
His books kind of had like a Tim Burton-y quality,
The
right?
True Story of the Three Little Pigs.
Oh, yes. I
the
love
book
that
that
one.
Jack wrote. The Frog Prince Continued. Stinky Cheese Man. I don't recognize a lot of these other ones.
Did he also write the halitosis one?
No, he
Oh.
did not.
Tumble Tower?
No.
Those were also slapper books. Okay, wait. So, what was I saying?
This plump cream cheese woman.
Okay, so I was thinking it's like the stinky cheese man, but it was like the part 2, which was the plump
The
cream
plump
cheese
cream
woman.
cheese woman.
Yeah.
By the way, do you think Lucia could kill Matt if she tried?
Totally.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I mean, okay, wait. Real question. Does Matt have his luck or no?
That's the question, I suppose.
Because if no, abso-fucking-lutely. If he does, then it's a little more of a toss-up.
The Light knew women were dangerous, but he thought he could handle a lady's maid. At least she was no
that
longer...
cream cheese woman would take you downtown.
That cream cheese woman...
You would be curdled, my friend.
Schmear Lucia over here.
Schmear Lucia.
At least she was no longer hysterical. Odd how that came and went in women.
Because I've had enough of this dude.
All right, so Noel goes, I suppose you mean to leave them both in the hayloft? No, Matt replied, looking at Tuan. She stared right back, still with no expression he could read. A boy slim little woman when he liked women with flesh on their bones.
Oh, my
I know.
fucking
I know.
God.
I know.
I don't give a
Listen,
fuck.
heir to the Shanshan throne when noble women gave him goosebumps. Also the slaving empress thing. A woman who had wanted to buy him.
All right, fine. There's nuance to this, okay?
And now likely wanted to put a knife in his ribs, and she would be his wife.
Hot.
The Aelfin... No, I don't know about that.
No.
The Aelfin always gave true answers. We're taking them with us, he said. At last...
But what if they had their fingers crossed?
Tuan showed expression. She smiled, as if she suddenly knew a secret. She smiled, and he shivered. Oh, light, how he shivered. And that's the end of chapter 30.
I'm going to be married to a thin woman.
Allie, any thoughts on this ending section? I kind of read the whole thing through there with occasional breaks for plump cream cheese women.
Well,
any thoughts on this?
I mean, Tuan's got to know he's her husband at this point. Otherwise, she would be smiling.
Well, he did say she's my wife like 3 separate times.
Well, I feel like she also knew that, though, before this even. I mean, this was like extra confirmation. But when he said, we're taking her with us, I was like, you motherfucking idiot. Do you think that Suroth's going to be like, oh, cool, that's fine? Do you think the Shanshan are just going to like let you waltz out of there with her and not try to get her?
Unlikely.
You dense motherfucker. Dense is a fucking fruitcake, this boy.
Why do you think Egeanin was so specifically appalled that he was saying that Tuan's his wife?
Do they not marry the daughter of the Nine Moons?
Perhaps.
Oh, a wrinkle.
Could that be it? Because she was very much like, dude, you can't fucking say that.
Or maybe she's betrothed.
Ah.
Oh. Is there another Mr.?
Mr. Nine Moons?
The son of the Nine Moons? The courtesan of the Nine Moons? The crown hot pants of the Nine Moons? I'm just wondering. Yeah, it sounds like, I mean, traditionally, don't princesses usually marry for political reasons?
Generally speaking,
Generally
yes.
speaking.
But if you're the empress heiress of the country, because it's really the country on the other side of the Aerith Ocean.
Well, clearly they have children. Otherwise, Tuan wouldn't exist, let alone one on.
And the other 15 ons.
But maybe they're not allowed to get married until they're empress?
That could be. Any number of things.
In which case, empress ladies got to go.
You just fired your sock off your foot and said, "Bew," and it was adorable. Yeah. Hey. How about this book?
I liked this section.
Yeah, I did too.
More of this, please.
Are you excited next week to dive into she did it again. Are you excited next week to dive right into scrubbing that taint, or getting ready to scrub that taint?
My interests include taint scrubbing.
Indeed. Thanks for listening, everybody. We have social media if you want to know what we've got going on. It's linked down below. We also have a Patreon if you want to support us that way. It's patreon.com/wheeltakes. You can also leave us a rating and review, which helps a lot. Other than that,
Wheel takes the wheel.
anything else?
Take it from the wheel. Looks like Tuon's about to say I do on.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you again for listening. This was Wheel Takes with Allie and Gus. Music by Alexander Nakarada.